Well, America, I'm hoping on one thing. I'm hoping that there's a lot of good people out there that are going to take a stand and fight for your country, fight for your family, fight for your world. I'm going to show you the rabbit hole that could unite humanity, or it could also land me in a padded room if I keep pursuing this. It already did 3 times, so that's where we're at with this. So, man, I don't even know where to start with this. I don't even know how to explain this. But one of the things I'm hoping that you guys are sensational about your gossip. I live in Pueblo, Colorado, and I grew up here, and I'm telling you what, gossip is so fast. And then I worked in the prison system, and this is how fast gossip spreads. And this isn't even gossip. This is how screwed up our prison systems is. I'd show up to work. Remind you, I'm the security electronics specialist. Like, I'm the one that's in control of all the doors, fences, or the stun fence, the camera system, PLCs, intercom system, TVs. That's fucking my job, is to make sure all that fucking shit works for a fucking prison that should have been demolished years ago, which has 2 mortgages on it. Because here's the thing, guys, when you fucking hit rock bottom, you don't give a fuck. And then you start really contemplating what's really fucking important to you. And I'll tell you right now what's really important to me: my dog and my wife. I love both of them dearly. My dog is like my kid. Jesus, man, I never even thought in a million years I'd love an animal this much. And so that's why I'm doing this, guys. This is my hope. You guys follow this rabbit trail, you make this fucking famous, or you make me look like the craziest idiot on the face of the planet. Either one, I don't give a shit. 2 things I want to accomplish out of this. One is I am as poor as they get. But I live in Pueblo, Colorado, and because of this conspiracy theory, my fucking place could become worth so much fucking money. So that's why I'm doing this, because I want to live with my wife. Now, I followed the fucking whole conspiracy things with, you know, XRP, the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. And here's the thing, guys, when you really start looking at things, okay, if XRP and Bitcoin were made at the same IP address, that means the same people created both. I mean, you can't make this up. And I don't know why nobody's put that together. And then you start looking at the sinister stuff of what the United States. This is why I became one of Jehovah's Witnesses, people. When I was a young kid, I grew up in America. I grew up in Pueblo, and I couldn't understand how we lost the steel mill when I was a kid. When I was 15, 10 years old, I couldn't understand how one of the most valuable things in Pueblo, Colorado, that made the most money and made the most sense because it's a steel mill, was cut up and sold to China. We no longer produce steel in Pueblo, Colorado. So when I started figuring this stuff out, because I was gung-ho, I loved America. I fucking love muscle cars. I mean that. Motocross. Holy shit. You want to talk about a noble, true sport? Guys, I'm telling you, Trey Kennard is one of my fucking biggest heroes. That guy he got busted up so many goddamn times, and he got back on that bike, and he was like, fuck it. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't stand fucking Chad Reed. I think the guy's a fucking tool, but I fucking respect the shit out of him. He is one of the toughest fucking guys I've ever seen throw a leg over a bike. Holy shit, that guy's still fucking racing. I mean, that has to be the champion of toughness. I don't care who you are. Trey Kennard, courage. I mean, God, that guy got busted up so bad that I don't know how the hell he kept coming back after he broke his back even. Got landed on, I think, and broke his back. I'll have to look it up. There's so much information and so much history and so much life that we have, and trying to remember all of this on the spot is very hard, because you can. I mean, it's like people that have photographic memories. I don't understand that. I don't understand how people, have where they can have complete detail of 1979 and they can tell you the weather. I don't understand how you can do that. One of the things that I'm good at is I played with Legos till I was blue in the face, so I got really good at fucking building shit. I love building shit. I love construction. I love restoring cars. That's the other thing, guys. I have a 1975 Ford F-250 Highboy that had it's got 40,000 on it now. I bought it in California, had basically surface rust on it, nothing else. Well, my fucking dumbass decided to buy Dr. X. I should have tested the shit out before I used it. Well, basically, it's muriatic acid. So then it went back through and got rust all over everything. That fucking was rusting before just caused the cancer to grow. That's it, guys. That's how cancer works, man. It just grows and grows like a disease. That's what's happened with the United States. We were once a proud, wealthy, beautiful nation. what history has taught me through the pictures, not what somebody's told me, what I've looked through pictures, guys. I went and did all the research. I went down all the fucking rabbit holes. Here's my homepage. This is what I've come up with. I don't know how to present this to anyone. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. This is something that is completely out of my field. I have no idea. So I had to teach myself. I had to go back and relearn because I grew up in Pueblo, Colorado. They didn't teach us any of our history like this in school. And what I mean by that is you start looking up all this stuff. All right, the AT&T building. Okay, so they don't really know when any of these buildings were built. This is an AT&T. I specialize in security electronics. Okay, here you go. This is the screwy. So 50 years before the flood, if you look it up, Pueblo had a population of 2,200 people in 1870, and then it was incorporated into town. Okay, here is the phone system that they installed by the flood. I know security electronics. I know what's involved in making all of this work. And it's beautiful too. I'm like, I don't know who the craftsmen were, but man, they are state of the art. Look at the woodwork and detail in all of this. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's clean. You got a fire extinguisher. I mean, you didn't even, this is how fucking smart they were and how stupid we are. They knew what a fucking fire extinguisher. We have to fucking put signs everywhere and show people how to get out of the building because they're so fucking dumb now. Jesus. And I get that everyone goes into a different building. You don't know where you're getting out. But Jesus, you walked in. You can't make it up. Unless you get in some of those complicated buildings, and that I'll give you. So this is the other one. I fucking had to go to the parole office now. This is how screwed up my fucking life has gotten. So now I'm on parole for fucking, when you guys find out who I am, it's going to make me look like an absolute ass. And you know what? That's okay. This isn't fucking for you guys. This is for my wife and kid, and I don't give a fuck what you guys think. Because at the bottom of the day, when you're on the fucking, when you're done, when it's the last moto, you guys, you have to understand this is how it works, man. Motocrossers, they don't, this is all fucking, this is driven by pure desire and drive. That's all motocross is. Like, this is the most grueling, demanding sport. And I'm telling you, you guys think I'm fucking kidding. You have to run 2 motos, 30 minutes, plus 2 laps. Full fucking pin, making that fucking bike squeal like a pig for fucking 30 minutes. I'm going to tell you now, fucking pros are more insane than I ever thought. See, here's the deal. A 2-stroke is more reliable than a 4-stroke. And I tried to explain that to people when everyone was all over this fucking humping 4-stroke shit. And Jesus, you watched it. I watched it through history. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They're going to rag on 2-strokes and 2-strokes are going to die. And sure enough, fucking 2-stroke dies. Now you got a fucking pro. These fucking bikes are pushing out like 70 fucking horses. They're fucking pin making that 4-stroke squeal like a fucking pig on Deliverance Day. You can't even make this shit up. Fucking pinned, wide open, full fucking just, all you got is, I'm being honest with you guys, all you have is fucking boots and a helmet and a fucking pair of leather pants with some braces now. I mean, back in the day, those fuckers were even nuttier than any of us. Fuck, they didn't even have knee braces, and they were fucking riding shit without shocks. I rode that shit. That's a man's sport back then. I'm telling you what. Now it's just pure fear. I mean, the bikes are so advanced. When I was riding, I had a Yamaha. It was a late 88, 89 Yamaha YZ 250. And that fucking bike was the biggest piece of shit on the planet I have ever seen. I've never seen a fucking bike so fucked up as that thing. I swear to God, that thing, I spent more time at the Yamaha dealership. That's how I got my name Lucky. And I was like, how the hell is this Lucky? He's like, oh no, Lucky for me because you have to keep buying parts. I'm like, well, fix it so I ain't blowing it up. So I understand, Eli. Jeez, man. I mean, when you're riding this shit full throttle, fuck, you're slamming gears, you're slamming on the brakes, it's going, it's go time. You're just fucking making that bike squeal. And I'm sorry to cuss, but you know what? I spent 30 years as a Jehovah's Witness, and not that I cussed back then. I did when I got fucking really pissed. But you know what? I had to live this life trying to be a perfect human being for my God and my faith, because you know how fucking rumors and people are, oh man, fucking people are vicious fucking animals. Jesus, man, you guys, we fucking will skin anybody alive. If it's a fucking orphan child laying on the fucking street, man, people will fucking skin that thing alive. Yet they want to cry about fucking some fucking trophy hunter. Yeah, oh, I shouldn't say trophy hunter. Some guy fucking killing a deer for meat. And then you have some fucking fat slob that's shooting animals with a high-powered rifle 500 feet away. a lion, and you're like, wait, well, that's kind of chicken shit. I'm like, you're just killing it for a trophy. Well, why don't you earn it? Like, why don't you be Nimrod? Why don't you go up there with the bow and arrow and a knife and be like, hey, it's on. I mean, you want to play, you want to go against a grizzly, just be like, yeah, okay, we're doing this. I mean, that's how you earn respect. Nimrod earned respect. I don't know about the Bible. I don't know about Christmas. I don't know about the tree worship anymore, because what I understand and what I've seen, none of this makes any sense anymore. And this brought me to my grand awakening, which I thought the world was going to wake up, but obviously we don't. And I'm telling you, you can't make this up. Watch this thing and then listen to what I've told you and listen to what they are telling you. You can't. How the hell did they put this together with 40 different speaking languages, 24 different newspapers, people coming from all over the world? Here's the thing, guys. When you come from different backgrounds, you bring different ideas. You bring different ways of doing shit. That's called culture, dumbasses. Why do you think China? And here's the thing, too. Why don't you go look up in Japan or around the world and see how many of these Capitol buildings that are in the United States also are all over the world. You couldn't make this shit up if you wanted to. Like I said, AT&T building. I mean, if you go through Pueblo and look at all of these old buildings that they've rendered as historical buildings, houses, buildings, I mean, all of it. And there's no dates. It's just this random year of when you put shit together, and you're like, what? I mean, look at the infrastructure that these girls are working at with this phone system. And not only that, they have to know, okay, is this house 24? Is this house on, what buildings does this go to? I mean, could you imagine the labeling? Because I've labeled small cable wire before. I've done so much detention equipment shit. I've done hundreds of doors. And I worked on, well, the prison I worked at, they fucking ran everything in red wire. They ran the 277 lighting. They ran the door control lighting. They ran the DPSs, the intercom. I mean, everything was fucking ran in red wire. Nothing was labeled. You had no idea if you were working on well, I mean, you could tell by the gauge of the wire, because the 277 was running through a number 10. And then these guys, one of the guys I was working with, fucking reached his hand in there, because it looked like a fucking 2-year-old did this. Grabbed a wire and fucking got hit with 277 because it was fucking live and uncapped, laying in the fucking cluster mess of just red fucking wire. I mean, you can't even, I wish to God I had those pictures. I sent them out. I mean, this looked like a fucking 2-year-old. This was they did a cutover. So what I like to call cutovers when I was doing prisons is hackovers. Because the shit's so fucked up from the beginning, you gotta fucking come in and hack the fucking shit to make it work with the newer stuff. And now you're dealing with computers. Computers are fucking, they're a mess, guys. You fucking, every time you update software, it's like this fucking problem. I fucking hate computers. These fucking things are the devil. And I don't know why people haven't fucking figured that out yet. These fucking things are the evilest fucking things. And then you fucking guys, this is what drives me nuts. You guys plaster every fucking thing you guys do on social media so everyone can figure out who the fuck you are. This is why I didn't even want to do this. I wanted nobody to know who the fuck I am. This is why I try to be anonymous as I can when I'm posting shit. But fuck, I don't know what to do with this anymore, so we're just going to ride the fucking crazy train until this ride's done. I mean, think about the wiring involved in this switch and look at how far it goes back. Who was a fucking engineer? Because there was an engineer who had the blueprints, who had the wiring diagrams for all of this equipment, who did the order, who did the takeoff. Who did the bid? Hey, this is how construction works, guys. I mean, you don't build something right out of the gate. It takes years in planning and engineering. Now it's easier because we have computers, cut and paste. Back then, they had to draw everything by fucking hand, people. Everything. That's what drafting was back then. Everything was done by hand. And I showed you where you can find blueprints. Think about the time it took to draw all of that by hand and the detail and the scaling on the map. So here's the thing, guys. Blueprints, they're scaled. You can take a ruler and you can measure out how far stuff is if you know the scale. Look on the prints. Have you ever looked at a construction set of prints nowadays? I mean, this is what you guys have to understand. Let's see if we can. This is not what I'm wanting. Like I said, I'm learning as I go, and I have dystonia, so my hands shake, they click, it's awful. So I'm putting these videos together to try to show what the fuck I'm talking about, and to show you people this is the world we fucking live in, the trickery, the absolute fucking trickery. I don't even know how to do this one. How large, or how many, how many things go into blueprints? Like I said, this is 101 school. I mean, you can't, I don't know how else to do this without trying to help you guys understand. And I'm a horrible speller. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's one of my downfalls. I can't spell. Oh my god. It's like dyslexia, but I fucking understand this. I understand what to do with this. My wife's the other opposite. She doesn't understand the physical aspect of this, but fuck, she is smarter than a whip, and I fucking love her for that because she saves my ass. What are blueprints? All right, what do we got here? Blueprints. You need to. Let's see. Blueprints, secret items. Blueprints. How many things go into blueprints in construction? Let's make sure we're on the construction. Yeah, and I have shaking really bad. Let's see what we got. Basic guide to reading blueprints. Should probably put that in there. I mean, this is the scope of it. I mean, you can't even plans, elevation, sections, and this doesn't even include commercial, guys. When you're doing commercial, now this is what they have. They have 3D printing. 3D printing because shit has gotten so fucked up. So how in the world can we not build shit today that they built back then? I mean, this doesn't look like they fucking had a clusterfuck on this job site. Trust me, I've been there. I worked for Hensel Phillips. Those fucking guys, the joke on the job sites with those fucking guys was hurry up, pour, chip, chip. Fuck, I was up at the Ameristar Hotel working as the electrician. I fucking spent, 9 months in that fucking electric room, and I heard fucking HP grind on the fucking elevator shaft in front of it for a month because somebody didn't look at the plans close enough to realize that they had a special tile that went in front of the elevator. So they had to fucking go back and regrind all the concrete down. Not kidding. Oh, I'll tell you about a fucked up job. My friend, I have a friend in California. I love this guy. And actually, he used to be a Jehovah's Witness, and we both worked on some prisons together. And I love the guy. Fucking, we just haven't reached out in a while. And fuck, I lost my phone, so I don't even know his number. But anyway, he was telling me, because he stayed in California on another job site that I possibly could have went to too if I would have stayed. It was down in San Diego. They were doing a women's. So anyway, one of the companies I used to work for got in bed with a company that does precast. So they fucking preform all the castings for detentions. Okay, so when they're precasting this, because the concrete still hadn't cured fully, they set it on beams and laid them flat. Well, when it fully fucking cured, they were all bowed. I mean, you can't fucking make this up. This is a multi-million-dollar project. Just fucking bankrupt the company because somebody that was a foreman that should have known better about concrete and not have laid the fuckers flat on uneven ground. I mean, you can't make this up. And if you want to know the company, it's RW. It's CML Securities. That's what I used to work for, one of those fuckers. I'm telling you, it's the dirtiest fucking industry you can't even imagine. The whole thing is dirty. I'm telling you, from construction to occupying and working on them to living in one of them. You couldn't make this shit up, people. I mean, this is the fucked up world we live in. Here you go, guys. This is what I'm telling you. That is fucking 66 block right there. And look at the fucking clean, and I mean clean, installment of fucking cable in a cable tray for all of the phones right here. So I showed you that other picture. Imagine the fucking size of that wire and that cable tray. And those are the fuse blocks, supposedly. That's what they look like to me. I wish I had the original picture. Like I said, I had to screenshot everything. If I had the original pictures on this would be so much easier. Here we go again. Looks like a fuse block system, 66 block. Look at that fucking tangled mess. And this is before the flood. So imagine if you're a security electronics guy nowadays looking at this going, holy fuck, that's a mess. But yet, it was one of the cleanest setups I've seen in a long time. So whoever fucking did this, they did it with fucking, they knew what they were doing. I mean, look at this detail and cleanness of work. This is a low volt room, guys. Look at the lighting. Look at how they have pendulum lighting. I mean, fuck, everyone today fucking just loves that in their house. And wow, they had that way back then. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I guess that's the end of it. So, I mean, so you can go through my page. Here's what construction looks like. I put in websites where you can actually go find the pictures that I found. So this is a construction site of them building stone buildings. They had to put block and tackle because they had no way of forklifts, they had no dumpsters, they had no skid steers. I mean, they had none of that. They had no four-wheel drive crab crawling fucking forklifts with extended booms that you could lift material up. This is fucking hand power. Or it could have been horse, but either way, not machinery. So you imagine, look at the ladder. I mean, look at the scope and look at the size of all of this. You couldn't make this stuff up if you wanted to. And look at the years. Look at our history. Civil War, wasn't it in 1850? Wasn't that before? Go, like I said, go look up all your Civil War stuff. I mean, these buildings magically fucking appeared like out of nowhere in the middle of the night. I mean, he can't even make this panic of. So, like I said, look through all your history. So this is telling me that they had a worse depression than the fucking depression that they had in the 1929. How the hell is that even possible when they said that they had no money? So think about that, guys. When you're building a city, you need capital. And if your country's in a bankrupt state that's greater than the Great Depression, how are you getting the money for capital? Where are you getting the construction funds? Who's the firms that are doing this? Because most times when I've been in construction, it is feast or famine. It's either you fucking have so much work to do, you don't even know what to do, or you're fucking twiddling your thumbs during the wintertime because nobody's fucking building shit. Or the economy slows down. But when it's feast, shit, you can be the dumbest fucking electrician, and as long as you have a license, they don't fucking care because they hope to God that their apprentices are smart enough to fucking finish the job that you can't do. Oh, and trust me, I have met some dumb fucking journeyman electricians. I'm telling you right now. There was a fucking guy in California because he had a fucking journeyman's license and I didn't. And I just didn't take my test out there. I looked into it. It was all this stupid bullshit that you had to go through. I had to send them my social security information. Even though I had a journeyman's card in Colorado, I got one in Washington. Even though I didn't have one when I tried to get it or whatever, one of my foremans at the time, he did it. And he was like, man, that test is so easy. He took the Colorado one and he failed it. Or not failed it, he passed it on his first time. So I was like, fuck. Well, that dumbass journeyman that was in California because he liked to be a traveling journeyman fucking went to Colorado, failed his journeyman's test, but was able to pass his California test. And then when we were doing underground, this is how underground works. You cut a ditch at least minimum 2 feet, if not deeper, so you're not being cut. So when they fuck up on the elevation and come back and have to regrade it because somebody didn't fucking read the elevations right and they hit all your pipes, originally you want to go like 3 feet deep because when I was building the Denver Justice Center, holy shit, man. We had a foreman that was trying to be fucking skimpy as all get out because he was the new badass fucker. This fucking guy was a tool and a half. I've never met such a fucking biggest tool in my fucking life. And his daddy works for fucking, what's that place? Fucking one of the biggest electrical firms in Denver. I used to work for them. Fuck, what the hell is their name? Starts with the V, I think. Fuck, man, why can't I remember that? They built the Ameristar Hotel. It was a Hensel Phillips job. Ludwig, that's what it was. Ludwig Electrical. And this guy, because he wanted to be cheap on the job site, because everybody cuts their throats anymore because they skim by with nothing, decided to just scratch in the underground. And this is a multi-billion-dollar project at Denver Justice Center in Denver, Colorado in 2007. So when we skimmed the pipes in and they had to regrade it because somebody screwed up, they went back in with the skidster and tagged all of our pipes. So when we started pulling wire in that, you can imagine the shit show on that. We had jet line and everything else being stuck in pipes. Pipes were abandoned. We didn't know where shit went because nobody wrote the red lines down. I mean, it just was a clusterfuck and a half. I mean, Hensel Phillips, if you ever work for them, their safety is absolutely retarded. Keith McCarthy out in California, theirs is worse. They wanted you to wear a harness on a 6-foot ladder. And I'm like, first you need a 5,000-pound anchor in order to even fucking hook the thing to because that's by OSHA standards. Second, by the time I actually hit the fucking floor on a 6-foot ladder, I won't even extend the 6-foot fucking lanyard. I mean, you can't fucking make this shit up. Then they wanted you to wear a fucking scissor or wear one in a scissor lift when you were just driving it. When the manufacturer says
You can without a harness if you need to step up into the bucket, put a harness on so you can reach outside the bucket and you have a way to catch yourself if you fall. But oh no, we gotta fucking go to the safety extremes. It's like when you go look at OSHA's hard hat deal, okay? OSHA says you can flip the hard hat back and forth. Well, anyway, there was this little prick that worked fucking life safety or whatever, and he fucking didn't know shit, and he had no fucking OSHA training whatsoever, but he liked to fucking spit off OSHA regulations, and we got into it one day when that fucker was telling me, like, you can't turn your hard hats around, and I said, you can. And this is how dumb the dipshit was. I was on a scissor lift. I was fucking installing conduits, so the little fucker came up and actually hit the release valve, and I started to come down. Why I'm fucking trying to anchor conduit on a 10-foot stick at the end of it. On a fucking metal ceiling with the fucking tapping high-speed drill in order to fucking anchor the thing. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Anyway, that's how fucking dumb the Department of Corrections is. They fucking hire the idiotest fuckers and they get promoted. Holy shit, I have never seen more corruption in my fucking life than until I worked for the fucking Department of Corrections. I don't give a fuck. What are they gonna do? Fucking sue me? That fucking, you know what? When this goes viral and everyone starts looking into the Department of Corrections, how fucking crazy it is and what we've been doing, fuck you. People will come forward. When you have so many fucking people leaving a job, even when it's the best job in Pueblo, Colorado, you're not going to find a better job than working for the Department of Corrections, or it'll be another state entity job. You will not find a better job. That's how screwed up our system is. They used to have pensions back in the day. Now, you're screwed. If you screw up in any way, shape, or form, and then not only that, the state screws you even more because they have their separate retirement. So fuck everybody else in the state of Colorado. Colorado fucking employees are so fucking special, they have their own fucking retirement program. That's how fucked up our system is. Me and you don't get it, like Congress. Lifer for fucking pay and life insurance. Do you get that? I don't fucking get that. I live as fucking poor as I am. And I tried to because I wanted to live like Christ. This is a fucking bitch cess therapy 101, motherfuckers, and I don't give a fuck. All I want out of this is fucking make some money, fucking go viral, and get the fuck out of this. Because if you guys can't change this country, we can't come together, and you guys are wanting to go to a fucking third or new world order shit, or you're fucking being tracked like China, fuck it, go ahead. I'm fucking wanting to go to a third world country, fucking live as poor as I can, and fucking hope to God that I could keep my wife, kid, and family safe. And I know my kid's a dog, but she means everything to me, guys. Fuck, like I said, you hit rock bottom, you find what's really important to you, your family. God damn it, man. You fight with your family all the time because of miscommunications or misunderstanding, and then it just fucking escalates. And then the next thing you know, you're spending fucking Christmas by yourself. Jesus, you can't make this shit up with the fucking, I mean, hell, I wanted a fucking original holiday. I haven't celebrated Christmas in 30 years. So let's fucking bring it in right. Like I said, my fucking dad was the worst piece of shit on the planet. Fucking, we weren't going through a holiday without him fucking getting drunk and beating the shit out of one of us. That was fucking guaranteed. Luckily, my mom fucking loved me enough and my brother to fucking get us away from that fucking lunatic. You know, I mean, guys, we're all in this fucking shit show together. I mean, you gotta fucking think about it. When you hit rock bottom, you got to have somebody there to pick you up. Why do you think so many fucking homeless people get sick of this? They fucking get into these jams. They get financially. And when you're financially bound, you're going to make some huge fucking decisions that are going to be the biggest fucking mistakes of your life because you are in a panic, fear state. And all you're trying to do is fix the problem as fast as you can to stop the damage from just exploding. So guys, you need to really think. Look back at your history. Think about what they have done to us. Think about why they are trying to change our history. Why do they want it erased? This is showing you some of the projects I've worked on. Huge, massive projects. Here's the Denver Justice Center. You can't fucking make this shit up. Go through history. Like I said, click. Look at all of this stuff. Why are all these buildings the same? All at the same time. These are all capitals in the United States. Go look around the world. You couldn't make this shit up if you wanted to. I tried to make this as easy as I can to help you guys understand the history and understand you cannot do this with getting, look at this. This is the Mineral Palace. I had no idea that they built this. This is pre-construction, guys. Look through the history. Look at this fence right here. Look at this awning. Look at the color of the building because this is brand new. So they didn't, this is finished product right here. Later on, they painted all white. And then, like I said, magically, and you can see a car right here. Go to these sites, and you can look up what I looked up, and look at this car. This is easily 1920s, and they tore this down by, I think, when they did the I-25 corridors, when they ripped all this shit down. And then I have pictures of it decaying, like really bad. I've spent tons and tons of research into this. I got to put everything together and make it easy, but it's not. I'm going through history and I'm trying to figure this out. Look, here's the deal, guys. We had a prohibition in the early years of our country. How the hell did they build a brewery in 1870 to 1921? Where did they get time to build a brewery when we're fucking facing? I mean, you can't make this stuff up when you really think about it. I mean, it's the same shit going on now today, just a different timeline. And you can see the development of Mineral Palace. Look, they planted trees right here. And this was supposed to be before the flood. Look at the fountain that they put in. Look at the landscaping. And it gets crazier and crazier as you go, because when you really look at the history of Mineral Palace and you're like, this is Pueblo, Colorado. This is some podunk town. How the hell did they build a 3-story building? And I think it was in 1883, I think, is when they started this. And look at the magnitude of this. You can't even make this shit up. Once again, like I said, look at the trickery over time. The fence is gone. The awning is gone. We have cars from the 1920s. Then it showed the other one where this was all paved out. I mean, you can't make this up. This is the inside of it. And this is the other thing I kept seeing throughout history is all of the American pride. I'm telling you, these buildings were built with pride and love. You do not build a construction site, or you do not build like this, because I've been on a construction site. Everybody's at everybody's fucking throat because everybody's trying to make a buck, and everybody knows time is money, and if you don't complete it, I was on a job site, if you didn't complete it by the time that they were done, it was $30,000 a day with no cap. Think about the magnitude of 10 days, $300,000 you would have costed your company because you couldn't meet the deadline. With no cap. Remind you, no cap. That means that fucking shit could have went forever. You guys got to look up your history. I mean, this is the stuff they tell you. They say Billy the Kid, and this time we were riding around in cowboys, shooting up trains. I mean, you couldn't make this shit up if you wanted to. I tried to make this video as easy and tried to make this. This is Colfax. I mean, or Grant Street. I mean, you can't make this up. And then you go through and you start looking at Denver. I have pictures of Denver as it just magically became a metropolis overnight. Well, Pueblo was supposed to be the largest employer at the time when you read or watch the PBS special. Well, how was that possible? Here's the maps. This shows you. I've got all the links here. Here's a building in Denver. Absolute fireproof. Okay, I built buildings, and this is they had to use steel to reinforce all of this brick, okay? The only thing that would have been wood is probably the floors. And I don't know if they had a sprinkler system back then, but it seems like all of these laws for permits, for building codes, because I'm an electrician, if you look through the history of electrical, look through the history of plumbing, there's all of these laws and crazy shit started around the 1900s. Well, how the hell did they get away with building all of this in this amount of time without any fires? And then all of a sudden we got fires, floods, and economic problems and everything else. Here you go. This is a prison that, like I said, I'm from Pueblo, Colorado. I worked at these. Here is, this is the history of, damn it, I worked here, or didn't work here, but it was down the road. I wish I would have went into this. I really regret not going into this. I really wish I would have just took a day off and went and fucking looked in this. But anyway, this is territorial. Look at the history of this. This is bullshit too. I mean, you can't fucking make any of this shit up. I mean, when this building was built, 1869, and you go to modern day, well, not modern day, but you go to look at pictures of it, and there's all these buildings and fences around it before the flood. In Canyon City, the Abbey. Look at the Abbey. Here, this is how screwy time is, okay? I mean, history of Canyon City. History of Canyon City. Buildings. All right? Hello. Just got the railroad in 1882. How did they build all of this in Canyon City? I'm just saying. I mean, look at what is being told to you. Canyon City Penitentiary. Here you go. Here. Well, dang it. What the heck? And this is, like I said, they make them so small so you can't see them, and you got to click into it. Here you go, Princess history. Let's see. Yeah, and then this is in Canyon City. Canyon City, Colorado. When did they, here's that one picture. I'm telling you, you look back through history, here's something else. And the Abbey. When did they get time to build the Abbey? Here, let's look up that. Canyon Abbey. Canyon City Abbey. There you go. This is where the Department of Correction holds their schooling for you have to go a month to go through their training to make sure that you don't do something stupid. And let me tell you, when you're in prison system, it's really sad when all of the staff say, it's not the offenders, it's the other staff. Then you got some serious fucking problems, because if you have criminals and you're fucking more worried about staff than them, well, fucking something might be wrong. But hey, the Colorado Department of Corrections, they're the leader in this fucking thing. Yet they build more fucking prisons and there's more fucking detention companies in this fucking state than there fucking is. You can't even match. Look at the construction on this. Look at the detail. You can't make this shit up. And this is all stonework. Where did they get the chance and time to freight all of this brick in? Where did they get the brick? Who was the engineer? Who did the electrical? Because it's still being used today by the Department of Corrections. So how in the world did you get train tracks from Pueblo to Canyon City from 1872 or 1873? We'll just throw it down to 1880. How did you get train tracks from Pueblo to Canyon City? And I don't know if anyone's ever took that drive. You might want to take that drive. It's not flat at all, and it's all shell rock. They cut through some shell rock to put in that train. And so how did they get all of this stone and everything else? Because our brick, there was no brick factory in Canyon City, at least none that I've went and researched yet. So I haven't even touched Canyon City. I've been working on Pueblo for the last easily 6 months trying to figure this out, what the hell I stumbled on. So how in the world can a construction company, who built it? Where's like I said, you cannot make this up. And then you go look at the dates and it's this question mark of between 1880 and 1820 with a shit ton of buildings. Canyon City, Colorado Springs, Denver. Look at the viaduct that they built in Denver. When did they build it? When did they build the state capitol? When did they build the hotels in Colorado Springs? When did they build all the hotels in Pueblo? When did they demolish them? When did they rebuild new ones? Because I have photographs of all of the change in history. I just got to put it together so it makes sense to everybody else. I have the blueprints. I pieced this whole thing together. There is no way. And then the other thing is too, like, all right, think about this. If you just barely started building railroads and you barely started building trains, and this is the thing, guys, when you build something, it's trial and error. There's no blueprints. There's no instructions. You just figure this shit out by fucking up shit, and then eventually you arrive at what you wanted. I'm telling you, I raced cars. I raced motocross. You ever heard the term children of a metal god? Well, let me tell you, the children of a metal god spend a lot of money in sacrificing metal to the metal god. I'm telling you right now, they're motocross, any kind of automobile metal sport, you are sacrificing metal to the metal god. It's just going to happen. So I'll leave this video at this, and I've been trying to make these shorter and stuff, but I don't know what else to do, and I'll keep trying to make this. I just wanted to give you guys, like, look, this is, yeah, I'm the craziest fucker on the planet right now, but I can't explain this, and I want someone else to explain it to me. I want someone to give me fucking actual details of exactly how the fuck you built all this within 50 years. So there we go. That's this video. Pause it.